Today, we're going to be talking about how to build that sexy body because, girl, that's what we want, right? We want a mind that feels really good and feels sexy in her body. And then we also want a body that has energy and vitality. Now, if this is like, if you're talking about the sexy body in terms of like sculpting your specific, like, like body, like, this inch and that inch and this muscle and all of that, that's not my jam. That's not what I do. Okay. I'm talking about building that sexy body from the inside out to where we're feeling good, we're looking good, we're making good choices for ourselves. And it's not always such a fight and such a freaking struggle. Good Lord. So, a lot of what we talk about here is the physical body, what the body actually needs to have a calm mind and a healthy body, but then also what our physical body needs. So it's both, it's mind and body, of course, right? I mean, because that's our jam. That's what we got as human beings. We are a mind and a body. So we're going to be talking how to build that strong, healthy, sexy body that also builds the resilience inside of our minds, the way that we think about our body, the way that we think about food needs really a washing. We need like a brain washing, honestly. I mean, that's so funny. That's one of the things that my mom said a long time ago. She's like, because I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And so what I do is I help people change their mind about things. I help people get out of that stuck place that they're in, create a new pattern of awareness, a new reality. And so that it's not such a fight. And that's one of the things that my mom said. She was like, she's like, I used to think that that was like brainwashing. She's like, but honestly, if I thought about it, I think my brain needs a little washing. And I can totally relate to that. There was so much funk, so much heaviness, so much sadness, so much frustration, chaos and confusion that I needed a good cleansing. I needed a good washing of my brain, a washing of old ideas, a releasing. It's like, whew, water off a duck's back. Just let some of that stuff go. So I'm going to tell you about how to build this strong, sexy body in a moment. But first, I just want to do a little bit of a recap on what we've been talking about the last few weeks. So over the last 4 weeks, we've been talking about nutrition. So last week, we talked about minerals. Awesome, wonderful, powerful minerals. Get them in the food you eat. They come from the soil, so things that grow. Vitamins come from the sun. So again, things that grow, eat real food. The week before that, we were talking about fat. I know we all went fat phobic. Not all fat is created equal. No, a French fry is not the same as an avocado. Sorry, it's just not. Right? Well, we won't get into the science of it, but fat is good. Fat is good for you. You need a little bit each day, helps carry those vitamins and those minerals to the cells that actually need them. And then we actually kicked off the week before that with water. It's the forgotten nutrient. Good Lord, how could you forget something so wonderful and delicious? Hydrating, invigorating, revitalizing, wonderful, clear, wonderful water. Okay, so our weekly reminder, ladies, as usual, it is, I wouldn't feel like I was doing my job properly if I did not remind you that what is healthy for your body to build that strong, powerful body that you're looking to build, and what is good for weight loss, right? Should be the same. If you are doing something that is not good for one of your organs or one of your systems, but it's good for weight loss, that is not a sustainable practice. I.e., if you're juicing all day long, or you're starving all day long, or you're taking crazy pills, or you're smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee, not sustainable. I totally get that it gets the job done for a minute, but then you end up just inviting cravings and mood swings, hunger, binge eating, over exercising, overeating, dis-ease, and emotional upset. Yeah, that's what happens when we diet, crazy dieting. Now, what we need to do is we need to learn how to eat properly and get our mind, so like our insides and our outsides, together, right? Stop fighting our own self. Well, I want it, but I don't want it. But my body wants it, but I don't want it, but I need it. but I deserve it, but it's a holiday. Right? There's all this chatter going on. We need to cleanse that out, cleanse that out. Because what happens is we never end up getting off that dieting roller coaster then, because all we're doing is we're eating a certain way, waiting so that we can eat the way that we want to again. And it's crazy and it just dysregulates the whole system. We need a whole new way of thinking. So the truth, here's the truth, ladies. You are more than just a fat cell to shrink. Way more. Right? Now, if you feel stuck in that crazy cycle, I strongly recommend that you leave me a comment below or private message me. Let me know that you're ready for help, and we'll set up a free consultation so that we can talk about what it is that I actually offer. And it's not just, random classes, like an actual process to help you move through this and make the changes that you need to make. You are worth it. Okay, until then, let's get clear on this week's lesson. We're talking about building blocks. Yes, the building blocks of our hormones, the building blocks of our muscles, the building blocks of every single part of our body. Protein, wonderful protein. So protein helps your body grow. It helps it repair. It helps it fight disease, and it helps it function properly. Hormones are actually made up of proteins. That's how important they are. Hormones regulate everything in the body. So protein provides about 4 calories per gram. Now, if you eat too much protein, your body will then store the extra calories as body fat. Yes, that's right. Eating more protein than you need will not trigger your body to build more muscle. Only physical activity does that, which in turn then requires you to need more protein to build and repair. Right? So it ends up being a symbiotic relationship, but you can't just sit on the couch pounding chicken, eating as much as you can stuff in there, still in the binge eating mode, still waiting to be so full that you can't feel because the emotions are too big. You can't eat like that and expect to have a functioning system. Right? Okay, so if that's going on, let me know. I can help you with that. Okay, so amino acids then are like the tiny little units that make up proteins, right? So hormones are like the big ones, and then we have proteins and we have amino acids. So similar actually to think of like a music notes. So there's the same notes that make up a song or a symphony and create a whole experience. It just depends on how they are arranged. Now, another example to use would be like letters in the alphabet. They can be rearranged to spell out different words. You can have, a million different combinations, billions of different combinations, right? All kinds of books, stories, everything. It just depends on where you place them. So there are actually 22 known amino acids known. There's still so much that we don't understand about the body and about life, but we do know at least 22 amino acids. So that's a lot of combinations. That's a lot of opportunity for the body to do incredible things. Now, your body arranges these little amino acids to make different proteins that are needed. Amino acids are broken down into 2 groups: non-essential, which means that your body can make them. There's 13 amino acids in that group. And then essential amino acids, meaning that your body cannot make them and you must get them from the food that you eat. Yes, food. That is how our body gets nutrients, is by eating food. And so it's important that what we're putting inside of our body, sometimes it's just for fun, of course, but we also need to remember that it has to be nutritionally vibrant for us to really have the experience of life that we're looking for. Happy, joyous, and free. Free to live, to read, to go swimming, to go for a jog, to take a nap, to have a conversation, to write a book, to read a book. All of the things that we want to do in life, to play with the kids, play with the grandkids, to show up and be present in any relationship, right? All of those things that we do, we can only do them if we can physically show up for them. And our physical body needs nutrients. Okay, so proteins are then divided into two categories. They are complete proteins, which means that they have all of the 9 essential amino acids that the body needs. Remember, essential meaning we need to get them in. Usually, almost all animal products have complete proteins because we typically eat the muscle, which literally is made for the proteins. Incomplete proteins is a source of protein that does not have all of the essential amino acids needed. Usually plant sources are incomplete proteins. However, with the right combination, right? So you got like 3 over here and you got 6 over there. With the right combination of a couple of the different plant proteins, then you can end up getting a complete protein, which is all of the 9 essential amino acids. So those are the ones that your body cannot produce. Example would be like black beans and rice, right? You hear that a lot. Beans and rice are a complete protein. Okay, so the different sources of protein, we just went over that. It's going to be animal sources, so meats, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy products. Those are typically complete proteins. Plant sources are going to be dry beans, peas, nuts, seeds, grains, and vegetables have a little protein too. Not as much, but they do. Research has actually shown that all plants contain protein. So here's another pitch for eat more real food, because not only do plants have protein, but they also have all of the other essential nutrients that your body needs. It's got water, they've got vitamins, they've got minerals, they've got protein, they've got carbohydrates, which we're going to talk about next week, and they often have some fat as well. So the research shows that all plants contain some protein. At least 14% of the total calories of every plant are protein. Broccoli, in fact, contains more protein per calorie than steak, and spinach contains about equal to chicken and fish. How cool is that? That's so cool. That's so cool. I just love plants, and if you can get them, fresh, local, organic, ripe, seasonal, like right off the plant. Oh my God. When I go to not just the farmer's market, but like my backyard, right? Or a friend's backyard, or go to a farm. You can get one of those boxes delivered to your house that's got all kinds of like weird stuff in it. And then you can just Google, right? It's like, what's a rutabaga? I don't even know. You just Google, how do you cook rutabaga? And boom, on Pinterest, there's like 1,000 different recipes. So just remember to keep the sugar and the flour and the stuff that doesn't, those are anti-nutrients, right? Highly processed foods like sugars and flours are anti-nutrients, which means they suck you dry. They suck out the nutrients from the food. They make it harder for your body to do what it needs to do. And then you need more of the other stuff. So it's not equal. It's not like, oh, I had a salad, now I can have ice cream. That's not how it works. It's the same thing with coffee. Oh, coffee's got water in it. It's like, well, yeah, but it's also got caffeine. So it actually dehydrates the system. So for every 1 cup of coffee, you actually need 2 cups of water on top of the water that you already needed, the 8 glasses for the day. So it's like, can you have it? Of course you can. Do you need more of the other stuff? Yes, it's not an equal balance. It's not how it works. So you can get one of those beautiful boxes that have all kinds of crazy stuff in it, and then just like get creative. Honestly, I do not like to get creative every day of the week. I save that usually for the weekends. During the week, I'm just like, man, make it simple. I just need my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I don't really want to think about it. So I love you so much. I hope that this was inspiring and motivating for you. If nothing else, educational and hopefully a little bit of fun as we kind of kick back. And we are now on week 5. So there's 6 essential nutrients. We've already gone through 5 of them now. So next week is going to be the big kahuna. And I save this one for last because I think it's the most important, because it's the most amount of confusion around carbohydrates. We've all gone carb phobic, and I'm going to explain to you next week why that is a load of crock-a-loo-loo. Boo-hoo. All right. I love you, ladies. I hope that you are doing well, and I will see you next week. Bye.